From Egypt to everywhere, ancient pyramid mysteries. Pyramids are fascinating structures that have captured the imagination of people for centuries. They are ancient tombs that were built by the ancient Egyptians, and they have become an iconic symbol of their civilization. However, pyramids are not exclusive to Egypt. There are pyramids in other parts of the world, and they vary in size, shape, and purpose. The most famous pyramids are located in Egypt, but there are pyramids in other parts of the world as well. There are estimated to be around 118 pyramids in the world, with the majority of them located in Egypt. However, some pyramids are located in countries like Sudan, Mexico, and Peru. In this video, we will explore the well-known pyramids in different regions of the world. In Saqqara, Egypt, the Djoser Pyramid. There are more than 100 pyramids in Egypt, but this one was the first, constructed as a large mausoleum for Pharaoh Djoser during his rule, 2630 B.C. to 2611 B.C. The tombs of previous pharaohs were flat-topped mounds made primarily of mud, but Imhotep, Djoser's main architect, came up with a more long-lasting and appealing idea, a step pyramid design, consisting of 6 gradually smaller layers of carved limestone rising about 200 feet high. Imhotep, who was also supposed to be a healer, was later adored in Greco-Roman culture as a deity of healing. Khofo Pyramid at Giza, Egypt. The pharaoh Khufu, who ruled in the 25th century BCE, is buried in the Great Pyramid, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu. Of the 3 pyramids, it is both the oldest and tallest. Only roughly 2.3 million chunks of limestone make up its composition. The Great Pyramid actually has very little open area. What is known to be within is depicted in this diagram. A passageway with climbing and descending branches leads away from the entryway. Pharaohs were typically buried in a subterranean chamber reached by the branch that descends. This one, though, seems to be unfinished. Khafre Pyramid at Giza, Egypt. For Pharaoh Khafre, the middle pyramid of the renowned Giza III was constructed in 2520 B.C. The Great Pyramid of Khafre's father, Pharaoh Khufu, stood at 471 feet, however, Khafre skillfully made it appear taller by selecting a nearby location with a higher elevation. A monolithic limestone statue with the body of a seated lion, the face of a human, although the nose has broken off, and the headdress of a pharaoh is part of the ornate temple complex east of the pyramid. The Sphinx is the name given to this enigmatic figure. Chavin Temple Complex in Chavin de Huantar, Peru. The pre-Columbian Chavin people, who lived in the highlands of what is now Peru from roughly 900 to 200 BC, constructed this enormous complex over the course of a few centuries. Both the Old Temple and the New Temple, which are formed of rectangular stone blocks and have flat tops, are included in the monuments. It features intricate carvings, corridors, and water channels that may have been used for religious ceremonies. Although the complex is now entirely in ruins, a 16th-century Spanish explorer was so struck by its immensity that he thought it had been constructed by a race of ancient giants. Mexican city of Teotihuacan, the Pyramid of the Sun. Although little is known about the early Christian inhabitants of Teotihuacan in central Mexico, it is apparent that they were skilled architects. The Pyramid of the Sun is the most remarkable of the city's many pyramids, which were all part of a well-planned settlement that was more than 7 square miles in size. Its 5-step strata formerly climbed to a height of more than 200 feet, and the sides of its square base are nearly 730 feet broad. It is located alongside the Avenue of the Dead, the city's main thoroughfare that leads south from the Pyramid of the Moon to a sizable temple complex. Sudan's Nubian pyramids are in Meroe. In the area of central Sudan that was formerly known as Nubia, there are hundreds of pyramidal tombs constructed primarily of reddish sandstone. Meroe, a significant city in the Kushite dynasty from roughly 300 BC to 300 AD, is home to about 40 of them. The Nubian pyramids are both smaller and more slenderly formed than the Egyptian pyramids. They are still a spectacular sight even though they have over the years been subjected to theft and decay. One Italian explorer supposedly broke off the tops of many of them in search of wealth. The Great Pyramid of Cholula in Puebla, Mexico. The pyramidal complex in the contemporary Mexican state of Puebla, which seems to be a grassy hill, is one of the greatest ancient monuments in the world, covering about 45 acres and standing 177 feet tall. Teotihuacan is its official name, but most people just refer to it as the Great Pyramid of Cholula. It was built by pre-Columbian civilizations, and the Aztecs formerly worshipped their god Quetzalcoatl there. A Catholic church was built on top of the grassy pyramid after Spanish colonists conquered the city in the 16th century. Iraq's ziggurat of yore. Tiered temples like this one in Mesopotamia are known as ziggurats, from a Babylonian term for tall or lofty, but the structure of increasingly receding tiers could equally be called a step pyramid. 3 stories of terraced brick were originally present in this ziggurat, which was constructed for the Sumerian monarch Ur-Nammu in the middle of the 21st century BC. It was once capped with a shrine to a moon god. It eroded through time, was repaired by Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon in the 6th century BC, and was then rebuilt once again by archaeologists in the 20th century. Peten, Guatemala, Tikal's Mayan pyramids. From roughly 300 to 900 AD, Tikal was a significant Maya urban and ceremonial hub where they constructed several monuments, including 5 pyramidal temples. Pyramid 4, which is topped by the Temple of the Two-Headed Serpent, is the tallest at 213 feet. These pyramids were mostly forgotten in the jungle for about 800 years after the Maya left the location. In the 1850s, European explorers enthusiastically rediscovered them, sparking a number of significant archaeological missions and digs. Cestius Pyramid in Rome, Italy. According to an inscription cut into the sides of this steep, pointed pyramid, it was constructed around 12 BC. As a burial for the Roman magistrate Gaius Cestius Apullo. The pyramid took 330 days to build, according to the inscription, which also lists Cestius' successors. It is composed of concrete that is covered in white marble, and the interior walls are decorated with artwork. In this captivating journey, we've ventured far beyond the iconic pyramids of Egypt to uncover the enigmatic structures that span across continents. From the deserts of Sudan to the jungles of Central America, these ancient pyramid mysteries remind us of the remarkable ingenuity and shared human fascination with monumental architecture. While these structures may be separated by time and geography, they all offer a tantalizing glimpse into the rich tapestry of our global history. As we conclude our exploration, we're left with a sense of wonder and a deeper appreciation for the enduring legacy of these ancient marvels, connecting us to the distant past and reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge knows no bounds.